Hey traders, what's up? It's Matt with Conservative Trades, and we are still having a good week over here. As you can see, ending the day up $174.68. Didn't do too much trading today, so not paying too much on commissions, but I just like to look up here and see every single one of these are green. And the thing is there's a couple that you can see here, these top two, and particularly AMD and Neo, that just didn't work out. Actually, at one point, Neo could have been I don't know, maybe like a $20-$30 win, but I was really just trying to be patient with it. We'll go through that one, and I'll show you why I decided to get out. In AMD, also same story on AMD. It's just a chop fest. And as a matter of fact, on Dell, I was actually down on Dell at one point. Maybe, I don't know. I took a lot of stabs at Dell. You can see, look right here between 9:33. I actually got in a little early in anticipation of a breakdown, but I'll tell you what, I took a lot of stabs at it, and I was in and out and in and out and in and out, and finally it started working in my favor. But I was down at one point, maybe, I don't know, 30 some bucks, maybe 40 some bucks. So made all that back and then put 24 on the day. So we basically we basically paid for trading on Dell today. We paid for trading on Dell, and probably made a few dollars after that. But yeah, I'm glad to see it's all green. We'll go ahead and start attacking some of these here, or start tackling, I should say, not attacking. I'm not going to attack my trades. But you can see AMD, took it right here. I was trying to be patient with it. Right here on the 5-minute, you can see what was happening. It looked like we were, going to be getting a really solid breakdown, and I was getting in anticipation of breaking down these levels here. And this is the 5-minute chart. Let me reduce this to the 2-minute chart and see if we can go over here and really get a good look at it. So there was obviously something that made me decide I need to get out, probably because this ended on a doji, and I've seen AMD, actually yesterday AMD did this several times, and even up here you can see it. There was a big rejection here off that 9 EMA, and it looked like the bears were winning this battle, and they were going to start pushing it down, but then it dojied right here and then snapped all the way back up. And AMD can often, once it starts snapping up, it can continue to go. And so this basically did just that. Although it did retrace, I would have had another opportunity to get out. But if I had waited through all this, I would have expected a breakdown anyway. So I feel like I managed it well. And if you see, as a matter of fact, if we go here, you can see it finally did end up just going up all day today. It stair stepped all the way up here. So I'm glad that I got out when I did. Neo was another one, and this one's kind of interesting. So you can see here that I had drawn these trend lines, right? And I had drawn these trend lines as I was taking this trade up here, basically. And I don't know what I did first. I don't know if I drew the trend lines and then took the trade, or took the trade and then drew the trend lines. You can go back on the live stream and check that out if you want the details. But you can see here that it looked like, basically based upon what was happening here, it looked like it was getting a rejection of these points of previous areas of support. It looked like it was acting as resistance. And the other thing I was looking at was the daily chart right here, and it was breaking down under the 9 EMA. It had basically tried to come back up over the 9 EMA and got slammed back down, right? And so I thought, man, if this comes down to 1242 and breaks that, and then it breaks 12, we could get a good serious move down. And I was also looking at the history of Neo. Neo's done this a couple of times. Now, yes, it is a more recently IPO'd stock, IPO'd back in 2019, I think. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, 2018, actually, sorry. Fall of 2018. But you can see that there was this one big move up it had here, and a lot of people thought it was going to go, and but eventually retraced and just made all-time lows, right? And then there was this season where it came back up, it was popping up, it looked like it was really going to start climbing again, but then it kind of retraced and was just kind of lackluster. And so I'm thinking to myself, this could just be history repeating itself. And this, I've stayed away from Neo a lot. I've tried trading it a couple of times in all of this, but I've stayed away from it by and large most of this time here. And I'm just thinking to myself, this could be the day where it starts getting a breakdown. And so I took a stab at it. I took a stab at it, but I saw that it was respecting these trend lines. You can see here, I went short, covered a little here, and then I still had some, I covered just half of it here. And so I still had half of it here. And so right here, as it looked like it was about to start really breaking down and cracking through that trend line, I went ahead and went short again and brought my average all the way up to here, right here. No, a couple points above. I think it was a 1268 average. But as it got a perfect bounce off of that trend line, I just said, you know what, I'm going to get out. I'm just going to get out, and so I did. And so I didn't really make much money on this trade, but it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot, and I'm happy with how I managed it. Yes, it ended up, kind of coming down to these levels here, but it still never broke that 1242 level. And as a matter of fact, you can see it just got bought right all the way back up here. Okay, and so right now we're kind of moving in and through these trend lines here. It seems like it's finally losing this trend line. So I would expect that there could be some more downside potential tomorrow, because another thing I was looking at here on NEO was that we've kind of got a little head and shoulders pattern going on here, right? And it's pretty much broken the neckline. I mean, technically the neckline would be here, but if you really wanted to get technical about it, it would be right here at the $12 mark. And it broke that. It broke that this morning, but it got bought all the way back up. So I think if it comes back down there tomorrow, I may be interested in going short on NEO, especially because that would be a very critical break here. Of course, if it happens in pre-market, then I'm probably going to miss the move. But anyway, we'll go on to ACIU. This is one that I'm pretty proud of as well. I feel really good with how I traded it, and it was one of those stocks that had a major run up, but it's a 37 million share float. So it was acting like a low float, which, yes, 37 million shares can be manipulated, right? It can be manipulated pretty easily, but it's not like that this was like a 1 or 2 or 4 million share float, right? And so it had popped up, and it was already losing a lot of steam. And I thought to myself, you know what, this could just end up being one of those all-day fades, But what I did is I waited for what? What can you go ahead and guess before I even say it? I've been talking about it a lot lately. I waited for the pullback. Okay, or I waited for shorting into an anticipated pullback, we can say, based off of these levels right here. I should have added again. I really should have added again up here, because I think it could have come up all the way to these levels before getting a return back to that 9 EMA. But nonetheless, and it was very whippy. It was very whippy. So I let the trade come to me. I let the order come to me, and it came up here, and I was expecting to have to add again up here, but it never made it, and it eventually came down. I took profit here, and then finally took my last piece off here at the break of the 20 EMA. So I didn't know if it was going to end up finding a little bit of support here where all this previous area of consolidation was. A lot of times stocks like that stocks like this can do that, and they can end up just shooting right back up. So it was a very volatile stock today. I missed this pullback right here. This is another one that I wish I had gotten in on, because I think we would have done really well on that. Anyway, best trade of the day, and I was trading my counter trend / pullback strategy. And again, and for those of you who have been kind of following that a little bit here lately, I'll just run through it one more time for you. And those of you who are new to the channel, this will kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse, but it had a nice spike up off the 9 EMA right here. We were spiked up really well off that 9 EMA. And so it came up, and I just started with a conservative share size. I was going to build a position all the way up to here. And now if it had eventually broken out past here, then I would have had to take a loss. But it wouldn't have been anything massive. It wouldn't have killed my account. We've been doing very well. This month so far we're on track to have a really good month this month. And taking a little bit of a loss up here would have been fine. So a lot of times people will say, well, Matt, I mean, what happens if it shoots to all-time highs and stuff? Well, I'm not going to wait for that. I mean, the plan is to get in with conservative share size. Again, we're looking for big spikes on the 2-minute chart. We're right here on the 2-minute chart. You can see right up here. So we look for big spikes on the 2-minute chart. We look up and over, make sure it's starting to hit against previous areas of resistance, which it was. It was having a really hard time pushing up through all of this, as a matter of fact. And it came up all the way up here, which was obviously a critical area of support from pre-market, and that was acting as resistance. But a lot of times these stocks will end up doing what? They always end up returning to the 9 EMA. And it did. Okay, and so I waited for that, and I actually held on to a piece because it looked so weak. It seemed so weak. And again, this is a good thing about taking conservative share size. It's kind of like, at this point, it's kind of like, why not? Why not hold on to that piece and see what it does? So moving on to MRNA. Same thing, pullback strategy. Look at this, guys. I love it. I'm telling you, I love it. I love this strategy. It's been working a lot lately. And I mean, I called the very, very top on this one too. I was actually, to be quite honest with you, I was planning on this coming all the way up to these levels up here, maybe even to tap up somewhere in the 85s and maybe even up to the 86s. So I was prepared to continue adding, and I added very, very small share size. I really did. I was just, getting in. And my only regret is just kind of not letting it work out a little bit more. I should have let it work out more. But nonetheless, took another quick little average in here. But obviously it must have showed a little bit of hesitation here, so I went ahead and got out. But again, it's the pullback strategy. Look at this 2-minute chart. Nice, huge, massive run up. I mean, look at these major candles. I didn't even get in until right here. And why did I start my position here? Because look up and over. We had another area of resistance there. There was also some support back here. And I just said, this is a good place to start. And I took my second ad right about at this level right here, just before it. And I took my third ad right here, just before this level. And a lot of times I'll take it just before the actual level because sometimes they don't always quite come up to that level. And you can see here, it did not quite come up to that level, but I was very comfortable with it. Number one, we were dealing with small share size, right? Very comfortable with it. You can when you take 25, 50 shares on something, even 100 shares, you can let that ride several dollars against you before adding again. Okay. But anyway, it was very far overextended off of this 9 EMA, and it came down, and that's why I ended up taking it, because here's the thing, this is another part of the strategy. If there's a lot of kind of consolidation around these areas and you don't get an immediate pullback down to that 9 EMA, what's going to happen is as it consolidates, it's going to bring that 9 EMA up slowly, and then it's going to start to meet it there, and that gives it an opportunity to bull flag and continue the move, and that's why I got out there. But great move here, and again, it's all trading the pullback strategy. So anyway, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I did get a little in on NVAX. As a matter of fact, this is a great thing about setting alerts. I had set an alert like way back here somewhere. I set an alert, and I wanted to know if NVAX ever got up past $120 today, and I got that alert. And I came in here and I saw it, and I said, you know what? It's really extended off of VWAP, right? It's really extended, or excuse me, off of the 9 EMA. It's had a good 4-candle run up at this point. I can just continue to add just small share size all the way up to the 125s. Why was I looking at the 125s? Because of this right here. Look at this daily chart. We were going to be starting to run into a lot of resistance up in those areas between 125 and 128, and I could have just continued to add into this. But again, at some point you are going to get that pullback, and we did. And as a matter of fact, I left a lot on the table. So it was just a $15 win. But again, at this point it was towards the end of the day, and all I was really looking to do was pad the day. I was just trying to pad the wallet, pay for some commissions, which I did, and it's just a quick in and out, stress-free trade. So anyway. That's my day today, guys. Hope you're learning a lot from this channel. If you are, give me a like, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and let me know down in the comments if you are finding any value in the content presented here. And I do want to let you guys know, once again, I've been talking about this a lot recently, particularly in the live stream. I actually have a trading a trading station video coming up. I actually made a video of kind of showing you my computer, my desktop trading platform, my monitors, my whole day trading setup, and I will have that video posted soon. Again, I don't know if I'm going to do it today, tomorrow, this weekend, whatever, but I am going to post that video, and I'm looking forward to revealing that to you guys. So stay tuned, and if you're new to the channel, consider joining us on the live stream. We stream live right here Monday through Friday beginning around 9 a.m. and to all my regulars, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.